it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me.
I don't think I have seen a moment like this in the time I've been covering country music for the past decade. I mean, yes, Zach Bryan blew up kinda out of nowhere. Chris Stapleton had this giant exposure moment at the 2015 CMA Awards, but I don't think I have seen someone go from total obscurity to utter country music domination and soon all genre chart domination the way I am watching Oliver Anthony and this song Rich Men North of Richmond do it right now. As I am sure you all know by now, last week the Radio West Virginia account posted this guy Oliver Anthony, who's actually a Central Virginia native, singing his song Rich Men North of Richmond on all their accounts, and to say this blew up would be an understatement. It's currently sitting at over 9 million views on the YouTube video in just 5 days. It's sitting at #1 atop the all genre Apple Music chart, and it's even projected to be the #1 song on the Hot 100 next week. All from an acoustic video of a guy in the woods singing passionately into a microphone. At its core, this is a victory for independent music. Now, why is the song blowing up like this? Well, because it resonates with a whole lot of people. And I know we are just at step 1 of this song, and there is going to be a massive culture war that happens because of this song. And if you are seeing this video before it is at a full-blown culture war, well, just wait. It's coming. I promise. You know it, I know it, and it's going to be a disaster. The song is an indictment of the bureaucratic ruling class of Washington, D.C., the rich men north of Richmond. And in it, Oliver is lamenting that the dollar isn't worth anything, people are committing suicide, there's people out on the streets. And meanwhile, the rich men north of Richmond don't care. They simply want control. And it does include a quite effective zinger of a line where he says,
Wish politicians would look out for miners, and not just miners on an island somewhere.
Obviously referencing both the plight of maybe people that work down in the mines and the realities that there was a bunch of people that went to Epstein Island. Will we ever find out who? I don't know. And that's created a lot of anger for people like Oliver and like the people responding to this song. It's almost this pressure release of fury towards the politicians in this country. And it speaks to this moment of high inflation and political corruption and a new never-ending expensive war that a lot of people feel a certain type of way about. As I said on my socials last week, I think this song shares some of that kind of core anger of Try That in a Small Town by Jason Aldean, and yet it is such a more artful way of expressing it because it does not turn it into this simple binary of like city versus country or right versus left as much as up versus down. That said, there's a lot of people criticizing the lyric in the song where he talks about people milking welfare, and he says, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bag of fudge rounds. And many people have said they view that as a punching down lyric where he is attacking fat people or poor people. I understand how that could be the interpretation, although I would say he is attacking the system of welfare in that and saying, I don't want my taxes going to this ineffective system that the rich men north of Richmond have instilled, and now it is encouraging behavior that's killing us. And with that line specifically, whenever you watch reactions to that song, when it gets that fudge round line, every single reactor makes the same face, which is like,
Taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds, young men are putting
an embarrassed laugh, because there's something true in that line, but laughter is involuntary. When someone laughs, that really tells the truth of how they felt about a line, and he's saying something that people respond to there. Because I've probably watched like 50 of these reactions that are all over every social media, and every time that happens, that's the face they make, and never is it someone saying, I don't feel like that line is actually fair. I think that there are useful methods that we can do social feeding program. That happens later when the logic kicks in. And I think that's what's cool about this song is I think so many people that have the convictions that Oliver Anthony have of clearly personal responsibility, less government, they think like a lawyer. And they're so high in logic that they're not good at expressing themselves evocatively. But he really, I think, writes like a novelist. Like, Rich Men North of Richmond has assonance and consonance. It works. Minors and minors playing on that homophone to make a very provocative point. It works. Using all the numbers and then going into that fudge round line, rooting you in this specific image, it works. I do believe this is a very, very well-written protest song. And it reminds me a lot of one of my favorite songs ever, Iris DeMent's Wasteland of the Free.
Living in the wasteland of the free.
Where she's also talking about people down in mines and politicians not caring about them. And if this song kind of leans right, hers kind of leans left, and they're both making the same damn point, which is that that is the haves and the have-nots. Try to take yourself out of the party binary. Because like 75% of the left and 75% of the right are the same kind of normie party in the middle. And then these two fringes actually have more in common with each other in this populist sense. But yeah, try that one if you can't stand this song. But like I said, I think the culture war is coming for this song. I already feel it starting. It started as just like, damn, this song speaks for us, and people were rallying behind it last week. And already by the end of the weekend, people were like, I don't like it. I know that's happening on every freaking label Slack chat this morning, where all the same people that were flying from LA to go see his shows in North Carolina are now being like, I'm starting to get uncomfortable with this. Is this something that we want to align ourselves with? I know it. And that's fine. More power to him. This guy doesn't strike me as someone that's dying to sign a big deal. Although I hope he is ready with a good support system, because the negative response and the backlash coming his way is going to be huge. You can't point a proverbial shotgun at the whole ruling class in DC and it connect on this level and not expect intense resentment from their defenders. So I hope he's never done anything a little bit wrong, because buckle up. And I think what's interesting already happening is that some of the most outspoken and ardent supporters of this song are these kind of right-wing pundits and personalities or politicians that normally don't give a damn about pop culture. Now look, I'm sitting here, I'm saying I think it's a great song with a haunting melody, with a passionate vocal, all those things. But I talk about music, Some of these people spent all summer scoffing at the Barbie movie with no ounce of curiosity about, why is this actually popular? No real intellectual curiosity about that. And then want to get up on Twitter and say, this is what good pop culture is about. This is what we've been saying. And I'm like, oh gosh, you're going to turn this into a wall when it could be a bridge. And you're going to turn him into some kind of Katniss Everdeen symbol of revolution when he could just be an artist. Because I was listening through his other songs on Spotify, and he talks about Republicans and Democrats, they're all full of crap, and I ain't ever met an honest bureaucrat. It's really against this cathedral of bureaucracy at the top more than it is pro one side or the other. But I understand also that there are many people for whom have a somewhat religious belief in the good of government and almost need to feel that government is good, we're trying to help each other, it's better than nothing, and that anything that is kind of taking aim at it is the enemy. But outside of all that discourse, which I think in this case it's necessary to delve into, sorry for the people that always tell me, just keep it about the music. You kind of can't on a song like this. I think the exciting musical through line is that this is an acoustic performance, simple chords, a passionate vocal, and raw lyrics, and it connected at this huge level. There was not some slick and sophisticated marketing plan. This didn't have integrations with all the streaming services or billboards or whatever. He made something. It resonated with a ton of people, and boom, it's about to be the #1 song in the entire country. That is cool. People are twisting themselves in knots to become cynical about this song. And some people are coming up with truly Looney Tunes conspiracy theories of how the song was funded and pushed, and Oliver Anthony is this industry plant that are way wackier than any of the Epstein Island stuff that's referenced in the song. And ultimately, some of their cynicism towards it is the same as whenever there is a breakout star out of nowhere, and it is that they didn't have to use the system to get the attention of the people. And that is supposed to be the system's job. We make the music, we deliver it to the people, and we as an industry can control the messaging that they respond to. And when someone just completely skips over that, damn, does that elicit some crazy resentment and sort of turning around to find ways that they're just not comfy with a song succeeding because they had nothing to do with it. Oliver Anthony's Men North of Richmond is a phenomenon. And based on the crowd at Oliver Anthony's first show, it's clear this is just the start of a huge movement that we're going to have to keep our eye on. And one that I don't think is just the same as Tyler Childers or Zach Bryan, although clearly I think they sort of primed that sound to be a little bit cooler in the culture right now. So I'll have more to say on this kind of whole sound and genre, but I wanted to just do a quick video about this song specifically. So let me know your thoughts on it, and I'll see y'all later. Bye. Also, this is my new house.